pretty good view, huh? We're at Inspiration Point in Idlewild, and I took you here because I'm going to tell you something that's hopefully inspirational, and it has to do with making decisions that are tough. I mean, wouldn't it be great if all decisions were simple? Like, this is bad, this is good. Sure, we just pick the good, forget the bad. It's not always that way, is it? Sometimes it's a choice between difficult decisions. For example, let's say you don't want to buy life insurance. I mean, buying life insurance sucks. It's just like flushing the money, and there's so many other things you could do with it. You could put gas in your car. You could do so many more things that you need the money for rather than buy life insurance. So it sucks. But what happens if you die and your wife and two children are left with nothing? Well, that would suck worse. Okay, so you go to you have to do sometimes what you don't want to do because the alternative sucks worse. Okay, so we have a client, I'll call her Wendy, and lives in a nice house on an acre, has been there for decades, loves the place, and now her husband has died, and she has $1,600 of Social Security coming in, okay, and she still has a mortgage and all the expenses of keeping up this place. So in other words, she's got a bucket with a hole in it. Okay, the money's going out the hole, and she can't make it there. Okay, it sucks. She has to move, get into a smaller place that is affordable for her and manageable. Okay, doesn't want to do it. It sucks. So the alternative, though, is to stay there, and there's no other way of bringing in any extra money to cover that shortfall. There's always going to be a hole in the bucket. You can do something, make the hole in the bucket smaller, but still you're kicking the can down the road. Eventually you have to face the fact that there's no water in the bucket and you have to move to someplace smaller anyway. So in other words, if you take the or the harder decision immediately, it becomes easier in the long run. So in other words, were she to sell the house now, she's got some equity in the house and some money in IRAs. Were she to do it now, she could buy herself a smaller house and live comfortably on $1,600 a month Social Security because the house is paid for and it'd be hers. If not, then it means staying there, watching all the money run out of the hole in the bucket, eventually still having to move away from that place, but now with no money in hand, no house, and now $1,600 has to pay for rent and everything else. Okay, so that sucks worse. Okay, so the immediate decision to do something while you still have options, it sucks, I admit it. But staying and waiting for the inevitable to happen puts you in a worse position, and that sucks worse. Okay, it's like when we were to sell our house. We sold our house a couple of years ago when a lot of the real estate investments went upside down. It sucked, okay? But to stay there and watch everything we had worked for, everything we had set aside disappear because of our inaction, that would suck worse. So we had to make the decision that sucked to avoid the thing that would suck worse, okay? And oftentimes people would wish that there's a third choice. Okay, the third choice is I just stay in this house and something will happen down the road that it'll all work out. Okay, that's called denying reality. Okay, and you can't avoid it. Or I take that back because Ayn Rand said you can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. Okay, so yes, you can put it off, but eventually reality is going to come get you. Right? So, and I just wanted to run that by you as a way of sometimes taking a step back, get the big picture in your head, and sometimes it becomes easier to make a decision that way. All right. So hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and enjoy this great view.